crazy. They're thinking that's real. You're crazy, guy.
We are in starting soon.
You guys are crazy.
I'm telling you, man, Twitter is flashing everybody.
There's no way, man. He's just.
It is. Look it up. Look it up.
He's trying to get that shit banned, man. He has to be.
He must be trying to get out of that contract or something because they're renting it, so he must want out. He wanted to take the sign down originally, and the guy wouldn't let him take the sign down.
He has to try to get that shit banned. There's no.
Child, do not break your legs in there. So don't be breaking your leg.
Somebody's breaking the what?
She,
Oh, hey, Wild.
Hey.
Oh, wait, I just want to say it's so cool. It was so cool seeing you last weekend.
Yeah,
You
bruh.
were just...
If
I'm sorry.
if you knew what went down,
I don't want to know.
like it was royally just freaking amped.
That's not fun, man. Should have just left early. Actually, no. I don't know how far you are. So never mind.
I'm an hour and 45.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah. Same like me. 2 hours almost on the nose.
So, but it was, when I tell you, ish hit the fan. It did.
Sorry, man. I'm 11 hours away if traffic is good and 13 if it's bad.
Dang.
You know they have trains. You could have taken the train.
I mean, you could have.
You sure aren't taking the train, man.
Technically, I could. I'd have to go into the city to do it, though.
bus stations in New York.
Are there no train stations in the country? Or
Not really.
No.
Anywhere?
I mean,
Well, even if I wanted to go there, I'd have to take the Metra train into Chicago and then take the train from Chicago through. I think I could get all the way to Lynchburg. That's the closest I think I can get.
Yeah. Yeah, that's about right.
There's a
No, you can go to Roanoke. My buddy took a train.
Yeah, you can get. No, I think it's you go to Lynchburg and then you get bus down to Roanoke.
Yeah. Because only bus and like Greyhound goes to Roanoke. I've done it.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
That was a good time though. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out. Let's go ahead and get this rolling here.
Besides, if it's 11 hours by car, can you imagine what it is by train?
This almost about the same time with stops.
Yeah, it's like 24 hours with stops.
To Chicago? That sounds made up as fuck.
Yeah, man. Go set up a ticket.
Made up as fuck. Every time I look at train tickets, it looks like the same exact time.
And
But
we
it would
are
be like-
live. Hello, welcome to Griffcast episode 90. The Mature Nerdy Podcast for immature people. The show where we talk about any and all things nerds, from video game, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science, up to including these last couple of weeks, just random ass conspiracy theories. I am your host and King Neckbeard Griffmore. Welcome to the show. We've got a couple of things going on here tonight.
As you can hear, we're trying to do a math equation on what train will reach what city first.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like the only way to really tell
Is this conversation what our math teachers were prepping us for? Is this what all that crap was for?
Yeah.
well, I mean, honestly, if you just go to the website and just like try to like set up a ticket, you could find it out real quick.
Oh my
I
god!
mean,
Like if
or
I could
even
time
Google.
travel, like
Google
that
does
would be
it.
the one thing I would do. Go back and just laugh at my teacher and be like, "I got a pocket calculator everywhere."
But yeah, Google does it for directions. They do train too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, so sorry about the lack of show last week. It was my birthday and we were doing a barbecue and
It was some good times.
yeah, lots of good food.
It was good.
TCV brought me some
Grill
good
caught
beer.
on fire. The grill was just like.
Yeah, I saved it. I saved the grill.
See, that doesn't happen when I'm there.
Oh.
My level of
So you must be
paranoia
bad
for that.
influence.
starts at a question. Is it a gas grill or is it a charcoal grill? Because if it's a charcoal grill, hey, it's a good time.
Yeah, and that's kind of...
Well,
somebody said something before me, like I saw it on fire, and I was just like, I didn't say anything for a minute because I was like, I like my shit charred.
Oh, like I turned around, and saw some like extra smoke, and I'm like, it's just doing the thing, you know. And then like
that bad until you open the lid.
Yeah, I opened the lid and just whoosh, and I'm like, okay, never mind.
Was the canopy above?
No, we since it was like random sporadic thunderstorms, we just put the whole thing underneath the carport.
Okay.
And so like I had it like just outside, so all I had to do was like scoot it back a little bit, and you know, like then all my old firefighter instincts kicked in, and I was able to like dismantle the thing slowly while it was on fire.
See, this is the only man I know who has a birthday party and then invites the Balrog.
Yeah. I was gonna say, he's like, I about turned that gas grill into a charcoal grill. There were some brats that lost it.
No, not the brats.
No. Those were, it was mostly the hot dogs, wasn't it? It was just the
after we cleared up the brats, yeah, there was like 4 brats that didn't make it.
I mean, the brat that I had was delicious. The burger that I had was delicious.
I can just see it now. Just
I was in there eating some butt too. You know, had some good butt. We also had some pork as well. That was good.
Yep. Like I just wanted to do like a giant pile of meat, and then like the wife's like, no, you can't just do that, and she wanted to do like 40 side dishes, and I'm just like, but meat.
Everything was delicious and good.
Got
jacked it.
Absolutely.
Can't do a pile of meat. Can't do a pile of side dishes either.
Yeah.
Especially if there's pierogies involved, we have a problem. I tell you this, I tell you this right now. If there were pierogies involved, I promise you, I'm single. I promise you.
So,
I love a man who knows his limits.
Hey,
That's the limit. That's it.
Listen,
I at the pierogies.
I am not a skinny man, and I got that way by knowing how to cook. Then my buddy Matt, he brought down a couple of butts for me, so I had him smoke those, and then like there was all kinds of like homemade different barbecue sauces, and yeah, it's a good time. I now have more beer than I went and bought a couple of 12 packs. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna supply the beer. I now have more beer than I started with, and I got pretty wrecked.
I missed you getting wrecked.
Yeah.
And that takes a lot, though. It takes a lot.
It was
It was those fucking what was his name? Matt?
Yeah, he brought
the Fanta shit. Like I tasted it, I was like, I'm gonna fucking die if you make me one. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. So he brought it was Jameson orange with was it Sky marshmallow?
It was some vodka. Yeah, I think it was Sky vodka.
Yeah, it was marshmallow. And then if you mix those two with like an orange soda, it comes out like a creamsicle. And it's freaking dangerous. I had 2 of those, and the second one I made myself, which I was already halfway gone by that point in time, and you know how that goes.
I'm seriously contemplating life right now.
Yeah, it was and then TCB brought me a whole bunch of beer from a brewery up there, and I'm still going on that because like I had to like spend like the next 5 days like detoxing from
You got to give your liver a chance to recuperate.
yeah like that morning I knew I wasn't going to be doing that great, so I went ahead and like didn't take my medication because like that's just not going to mix well.
Oh yeah, no.
And it was probably a good idea that I didn't take it the following day.
See, look, you preemptively knew what was going to happen. Like, let's be honest, you didn't take it that morning. You like, yeah, TCB.
I didn't want to be, because like when I take my medication, like 2 beers and I'm done.
Oh yeah, if you had that creamsicle.
Yeah. No, I mean, I went through like, it was like 5 beers, 2 of those, and yeah. So, and my coordination's already kind of effed up because of all this nerve damage I've got going on. So like, I just looked more drunk than I actually was.
See, this is the problem. Like, when you're the big guy in the group, how do you drink? Because who's going to move you when you got all your weak friends with you?
All right. So I got a buddy of mine. I got a buddy of mine. He's got a story about getting a hernia if you want it.
Oh no way.
Yeah. Because I was the big guy and I got drunk. Let's just say I woke up in the bed of my truck.
He's like,
look.
a bed's a bed.
We got smashed one night. Some dude just didn't call his bed. So like when he passed out, we're like, what's left? We're like, we got some egg, like those little soft egg things. Yeah, we got that under the pool table. We just threw him under the pool table and played pool over him for 2 hours.
Like what, egg cartons?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just glad there wasn't I am not proud of that moment. Like none of that happened.
Yeah. It was very successful. There was no bad moments.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Everybody hung out. Everybody was pretty chill. There was way more kids than I thought was going to be there.
Children.
I was expecting like 5 or 6, and there was like 12.
Wait! What's that look? TCB?
Have you not met me? Have I not speaking my candor here? Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm not a huge fan of the children's. No matter.
They were
Because you is one.
Yes, exactly. There can only be one.
The children, any of potential mine are not my own.
And you know what the funny part is TCB
I'm not having it, but so not my own is not part of the statement.
Yeah. Funny part was TCP was the first one there, and I did not hear him pulling in, and so I'm sitting there trying to get the grill up and running, and I'm sitting there like lining up the beer, and then I look up and his bumper's like right here.
Man.
Yeah,
Again.
I got pretty close. I was like, he doesn't hurt.
Never again shall I miss.
Yeah, there's not a shindig like a Griff shindig. But it was a good time. It's a good time. I think we had people still showing.
The bubble wands were dope. Those bubble wands.
Yeah, there was.
I think I killed your friends with that joke.
Oh no.
You didn't hear it?
Oh, probably not.
Oh, everybody. I think everybody that was standing there heard it except for you. Was like, so I pull out the bubble wand and I'm getting ready to go play with the bubble wand, and someone was just like, "Oh yeah, I don't think the kids have been, anybody like, I don't know however old they were, 5 and under. Like no one's been having any luck with the bubble wands. None of the kids could do it." And I was like, "Well, there's a huge difference between me and those kids. I'm black." I just kept they fucking died. Everyone fell out.
Oh man.
I just go over there and just start doing.
See, now in a sense, I'm kind of just like maybe it was a good thing because putting me and TCB together.
Oh wow, you had to show up.
It's unparalleled.
You let this man represent you. That's the bad thing. You should have been there.
Oh man.
I'm not gonna allow you to kill me with that joke too, though.
Oh
there he is.
man.
Ah.
Yeah, man, that was funny.
Yeah, I'm sad I missed that. I probably would have fell out of my damn chair. Oh, it was good times. It was good times.
You're probably over there, trying to fight the fire on the grill. The flames were too loud for you to hear it.
He's over there screaming, "You shall not pass."
Yeah. It was funny. I just slowly started just disassembling the grill while the whole thing's just going up. Just shutting off the gas, pulling off the tank, and
while it's ablaze.
yeah.
And by that time, it had stopped raining, so you can just like push it out into the rain.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Anyway, we got a couple of interesting things to go over. Let's see, there was something I was going to add to this, but I completely forgot what it was. So Twitter is doing weird things, not crappy things, but weird things. They changed their logo. Apparently they're changing their name. Did he ever give a reason why he's doing that?
They're trying to fold everything together.
He wants it to die. He wants Twitter to actually die. He doesn't want to. He didn't want to just like buy it just to kill it, but he wants to buy it so that it just goes. He wants it to die. There's no reason. There's no other reason. There can't.
Well, the reason he gave is that he wants to integrate everything. He wants it to be, so you can look at your Starlink and your Twitter and all that stuff all together. So you're not just going to be tweeting. He wants to put videos on there. He wants to put other content. So
yeah, he wants it to be kind of like a full-blown, all-in-one social media platform.
He wants to have a YouTube tab, technically.
Yeah. So whereas Meta has multiple platforms, he wants to be Meta on a single platform.
Yeah. So like basically, it's going to be Battle of the Billionaires here pretty soon.
Does Meta own Facebook?
Yes. Meta is Facebook.
Yeah, I was about to say Meta is Facebook. Before it was Facebook, and then
it's Facebook and
my bad.
Look, the best comparison we got right now to Meta is his grill.
My bad. I think I said Facebook out loud. I meant YouTube. Did I say YouTube out loud, or did I say that
YouTube's owned by Google?
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I was just like I sounded my Google. Okay.
Um,
that's what I.
Meta is Facebook and Instagram.
So Meta does not own YouTube, which was the word that I actually meant to say.
Right, right. That's a Google property.
Yeah, and then Meta is now, besides Facebook, Instagram, it is also now Threads.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't there? Everyone told me that Threads was good for like the first 2 days, and then now, like
Threads is supposed to be. I'm guessing the Twitter competition.
Oh.
Twitter. I mean, yeah, Twitter's is already suing Threads for basically like copying and just.
See, I mean, can they really sue though? Because they made the code open source.
I mean, if it's open source, then I wouldn't think so.
Well, that depends on the code that they lifted, because some of that code is open source, and I think some of that code isn't.
But wait a minute. If it's open source, then why make a part of it not open source?
Listen. I'm just gonna say this. I miss MySpace.
Oh my goodness, Tom! I miss you, Tom.
We all just abandoned Tom, and like he did nothing to us. He wasn't stealing our info. He was teaching everybody how to do HTML.
Oh, bro!
People learned it, man. That's the only side of TikTok that I respect. the learning side, where they kind of teach you stuff.
Yeah, I need to get over on that side because
like out of here.
Or the cooking side. If you get on cooking side of TikTok,
I count as teaching. I count that as teaching.
Cooking is hit or miss though. Like those people doing, what is it, the Mountain Dew chicken on there?
Nah. We ain't doing none of that. But what we are doing,
weird shit.
what we are absolutely doing, is s'mores cookies, and these things look phenomenal. Chocolate chip cinnamon rolls, bruh. You wouldn't think it.
Yeah, I'm already fat. Don't mess with me.
No, you wouldn't think it. As soon as I seen it, I was like,
Daddy now needs a chocolate chip cinnamon roll in his life. He needs that. He needs that right now.
Yep.
See y'all next week. Good luck.
All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this thing here real quick. All right, so everybody has heard about the writer's strike going on, right? All right, so is it actually a bad thing?
it's a. I thought about it like when I saw the notes, I was like, it's a good thing.
Which writer?
It's having a negative impact. I mean, not a negative impact. Okay, no.
Okay. So here's
making things that we want inconvenient.
So here's my take on this: is like there hasn't been a good show in freaking years. Are we upset that they're not doing their job?
I mean, if it hasn't been in years, then I mean, are we really missing out?
And they're upset that they're not getting enough money. And if you've looked up these people's salary, we're talking like $7,000 a week.
What? $7 million a week.
But also you think about it, like how we're talking about $7,000 a week. You're talking about 52 weeks out of the year, or only the portion of the year that they're writing for the show.
They're constantly writing. They have to be.
Are they constantly writing? Because I mean,
well, obviously not, because they all decided to pull a
Okay,
a
we're
freaking.
talking about this. Okay, you're talking about going on strike. Obviously, you're not working when you're going on strike. We know that. But you can't just say obviously it's not year round because you're on strike. You can't just say it like that.
I mean, I can, but
Well, let's look at it like this. Let's start here. What movies got delayed because of the strike that we care about?
Beyond the Spider-Verse.
That was already getting some because of the standards for the last one getting made.
I mean,
yeah.
just because of the animation standards. I mean, not animation standards.
No, not the animation standards. Just they were running these people into the dirt. Like
Yeah,
these
so-
guys were working long hours, no pay.
That's what I was trying to say the conditions.
But yeah, like okay, I'll give you that one. What else are we losing? What
Our
else of
Elemental, it's going to
substance
impact
does this
you.
cost?
Like this will eventually impact like all those streaming services. It's everybody. It's the
Daredevil
whole
went down.
Writers Guild is on strike.
Invincible season 2, only half of Invincible is coming out. We're talking about The Boys. The Boys season 4 has also been delayed.
Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3 is delayed.
Deadpool 3
Oh, yeah, I saw
has
that
been it hasn't been canceled, but they're no longer filming. Dude, I'm just talking about the nerd. We're just talking about the nerd side of this kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly
What about,
though, like
Interview with a Vampire reboot, or the live action Lilo and Stitch, or
That one can get
Gladiator
The
2.
live action.
Oh, cancel the fuck out of Gladiator 2. Thank you. Please cancel.
Let's see, Mortal Kombat 2. That one's gonna get mixed. I kind of like the first one. Don't know if I'm gonna like the second one.
I'm 50-50 on the last Mortal Kombat movie. Like
Yeah, I'm
there's a lot of really enjoyable parts, but like the overarching story, I'm like, this is kind of weak. But
Yeah,
We're
another
the
season
writers
of
for that one.
Andor. They put another
dude.
Aquaman.
Aquaman can get canceled too. Let's go ahead and cancel that. Blue Beetle is already projected to
A Dirty Dancing remake.
cancel that too. I've never even seen Dirty Dancing, but I respect it enough to know that it does not need a remake.
yeah,
An untitled Karate Kid movie.
Cancel that too.
yeah, all of it.
The last Karate Kids movies, not good.
Yeah.
Bad Boys 4.
Oh, don't cancel that.
Uncancel that shit. Bring that back. That needs to keep rocking and rolling. Let's
You
go.
can't keep. No, not the Bad Boys.
And here's an interesting one: an untitled Ghostbusters Afterlife sequel.
Yes, they're making a sequel to the last Ghostbusters, which actually was not as bad as people.
I liked that one. I'm gonna.
That's
come
the
out
one
and
with
just
the
say
kids,
they
right?
did a
It
movie.
was a fan service movie, but
Yeah,
it
the kids,
still did
Yeah.
pretty. I think they did well. I don't think it deserved as much
Right,
parts.
I understand, and this goes into the topic, like the AI. Like they put Harold Ramis into that movie as AI. They're just they CGI'd his ass in there.
You're so right. I was wondering how they got him in there.
Yeah, he's been dead for years.
They teach
But-
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, but
I mean,
Like,
I fully support.
it was a
the,
good scene though.
So I understand that the actor's point for like being on the strikes because the CGI, the AI shit, that should not happen. That
No,
should not
so,
be
like-
happening.
Like all of these things you listed off those, like I can 100% live without. I am not upset about anything you've listed off. Like I'm a little disappointed with Deadpool 3, but once again, it falls under the whole I'm just tired of Marvel thing.
Pool 3 was also catching some shit because
But really, Bad Boys? You would be okay with Bad Boys?
I'm not okay with that.
I honestly, I don't think I've seen a Bad Boy since the first one.
the one before the
Bad Boys 2 is like the best Bad Boys.
I saw the second one. I didn't see the third one.
Is the second one where like they answer the door and like give that kid a heart attack?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen the second one.
You got to see what was it? Was it the third one with
The third?
The third.
Spoiler alerts.
I'm not doing no. I ain't
You just text me on the side, bud. Just text me
yeah,
on
I
the
got.
side.
I mean, but even still, like the third one was I though.
It was good. They interjected a lot of more plot, a lot of more thinking.
Yes, they did.
All right, here's the question though.
Instead of just like like, oh, we have this bad guy, we need to figure out how ways to get him caught. We need to stop.
Are you telling me there was a plot in a Bad Boys movie?
And Bad Boys 3, like you kind of like they had a little bit of background plot going on with it.
Yeah,
all right, now, so like, here's my question though: is like
the mystery of like because of his life before he became a cop. Okay, not before he became a cop. His life before he became a successful cop, and how it intersects with his life currently. So they injected a little.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Bad Boys was put on hold after Will Smith slapped Chris. Are we sure the strike is the reason it's on hold?
No. They weren't even. They were thinking about doing Bad Boys 4, and I don't think they were excited about it. But then he smacked Chris, and then he smacked Chris. They didn't cancel it. They didn't say anything about it.
Didn't they make up after that though? Didn't Will reach out and be like, "Hey, listen, like I was in the wrong," and
so you're being racist right now. Chris Rock is not in any of the Bad Boys movies. You're thinking of Martin Lawrence.
I am.
How can you mistake those ears?
I mean, how do you mistake those hands?
Like the silhouette alone, like Martin Lawrence sticks out like Dumbo.
For the record, I know but for the record, everybody else out there, I know Griff is not being that racist.
I'm just uneducated. I'm uneducated in cop comedies.
To answer your question, Will Smith has reached out to Chris Rock about the slap. I don't think Chris Rock was very well receptive of the apology.
Oh no, especially after that stand-up special. Absolutely not.
I saw him live before the special came out. Dude, he went for. Did I tell you about that? I saw Chris Rock.
The stand-up special that dropped right as Will was trying to promote his first movie coming out.
Yeah, cold-blooded as fuck.
Yeah.
Love both of them so much. I love both of them, but I also love the war. Oh, I love the war. Let them fight. The scene from Godzilla. Let them fight.
I was going to say something there, but
I watched that pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, but Chris Rock fucking knows, and that's the whole point.
No, see, here's the thing though. Chris Rock wouldn't feel a damn thing though. All that damn Botox in his face, he'd never feel it.
Yeah, I was in the nosebleeds too, and I could see that shit.
All right. Anyway, so like I am of the opinion right now on this writer strike. Let them all go and hire new. Like none of them have produced anything worth watching in years.
I agree with the YouTuber named VEE. He said, and I love this, this will not write the next Lord of the Rings. It's incapable of writing something that wonderful and in-depth. That's only something a human can make. But he can definitely write a better Lord of the Rings of power plus privilege than what they put out.
I'm assuming this was an AI joke.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So like,
but you got to think, like, all it's going to be is like, here's the baseline. You can't be worse than this now. And a lot of writers are probably going to be mad because, well, I'm only this good. I don't want to be this good. Well, AI can do this.
Okay,
you
so
got to get here.
I got a theory here, though. You hold on a second. I got a theory here about why we've had really bad television and movies for the last couple of years. Is because we've got to a point that our standards were so freaking high that they're like, we got to lower the bar. So that way when we make a mediocre movie, it's actually halfway decent.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
I kind of thought you were just like, I thought you were trying to say like, we reached a good peak. We had, some good writing, and we just tried to cookie cutter that formula and repeat that formula so often.
That was happening a little bit, but I think it was just like with the way the last couple of years have gone, like every movie is bombing. I think Disney's
the one
lost
industry where that will never go. That will never happen.
But Disney's one of the companies that's probably trying to follow the cookie cutter formula. especially with their Marvel movies, with their Disney animated movies. Oh, what's the new animated movie that came out where they're like not elemental?
That's
it's
it.
Not elemental.
That's
Is it
it.
elemental?
Yeah.
But yeah, elemental.
Kind of reminds me
Soul. What's the one with the core memories where they're
literally
the emotion?
elemental and the core memory. I know what you're talking about.
They're all the same movie,
Yeah.
just with different shades.
It's
the last official report, Disney had lost $900 million this year in movies.
I thought that was,
and it's gonna skyrocket more once Snow White comes out.
Oh, don't even get me on. Don't even get me on Snow White. There's a lot of stuff going wrong with that movie.
she's not even
get in trouble with Twitch. There's so much I can say right now.
I didn't say it.
I ain't seen snow that color. I ain't seen no snow that color.
Listen, like, it's not even like, and if we say so, it's nothing against the actresses. They're just doing their job. Yes, that's it right there, Grizz. 100%.
I missed it. Like I saw it. Hold on, let me see.
Watch that.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You can't say that.
I didn't say nothing.
It's not even that bad, but you still can't say that.
So to compound on top of that, because obviously, you already know my wife and everything else.
Oh yeah.
There is also that community is also upset with the fact of the matter that they didn't even.
They hired one. They hired one,
but they didn't even try and reach out to anybody else. They just did one.
What?
And they're like,
Yeah.
all right, we good because we got one. We good.
I think that's the first one they hired before Dinklage got up on his, high horse and started complaining about how, like, well, you can't just put us in these roles. And, like, there are other people still going, no, man, I want this role. Shut up. The paycheck cash.
Exactly. Like, there were a number of people that were just like, please. And
so here's
Peter
something.
Dinklage was an elf in Elf.
Here's something though that is really, and I might catch flack for this, but I'm gonna say it. Dwarves in fantasy are not little people. It's a completely separate thing. Now, I thought The Witcher did a good job with it. But, and sure, if you want to represent, have representation in that, cool. But like when I think of dwarf in fantasy, I think Gimli from Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Now I don't really even know where to put the line for,
Here's the question. I'll put it to you like this. Like, we've had this terrible Willow show, but if somebody wanted to make the original Willow today, would they even let them?
ooh, because I know for a fact that there were a lot in that movie.
Brad Williams told Peter to shut up about that. I have a feeling that Brad Williams is on outs with that community. As funny as he is,
He don't give a shit.
Yeah. Like they absolutely do not even remotely like him.
That's a dude who lives his life and don't give a damn.
Yeah, like for sure.
Brad Williams, I can't. The face is not coming to me. I probably do know him, but I don't know his face right now.
yeah, like he is freaking hilarious, but
He is funny.
his stances with his own community bump heads a lot.
Yeah. Like one of the last thing that I saw, which I was like, whoa. He actually, one of the people that was at one of his stand-ups actually brought in a box of Lucky Charms and wanted him to sign it. I was like, yeah. So I was like, yeah, I understand why they bump heads.
Seems to me you'd have seen that man coming because he'd have had to transport his balls in a wheelbarrow.
Yeah, like for real. Like there's been many conversations I've had about him. Not ready.
But I mean, it's one of those things though. It's also to each their own. On, like, I think I enjoy his humor because of how uncut it is. Like for me, humor, like the darkest, most offensive humor, I find hilarious.
Yeah, man, give it to me raw.
Yeah, like that, and also like dry humor, like dry British humor. I love it.
Good stuff.
But I can't do that slapstick, dick and ball jokes humor. I can't do it.
I can do dick and ball jokes, slapstick humor, like every now and again. Yeah. You can do some dick and ball jokes, or taking shit in bathtub jokes. Yeah.
Like, I used to love Jimmy Carr, and then all of a sudden he started following, like his last special. He started following the ideologues.
What do you mean by that? Audio logs.
What's the phrase? The political ideologies. Yeah. I think like his last special felt like it was forced. Or the last special I watched with him. Anyway.
Well, think about like what are some really good comedic actors that still exist? Like what are the few?
Well, half of the ones that are still good have been knocked down to doing nothing but stand up because they bump heads with the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Alan Tudyk is hilarious, but that guy, what's he on? He's on like a TV show about being an alien, right? That show's funny as hell. But
stand up?
No, he doesn't do stand up. Like he still finds a way to be funny.
He's funny. He knows how to like deliver his lines funny, but he's not a comedian.
No.
Let's see.
Well, we were talking about like the stuff we like to watch, like the movies and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
So
There's a lot of comedic actors, like you were saying, they bumped heads with the industry, so they're now resorting to doing nothing but stand up. Like, what's his name? The guy who did Benchwarmers.
Oh, are you Jesus. From Jackass. I can't believe I can't remember his fucking name right now.
Not Jackass. He was always in the Adam Sandler movies.
Oh, Rob Schneider?
Yeah.
Was he not doing stand-up before?
He can't get a movie deal anymore because he's conservative.
he's not like
I was also thinking
James Woods. If you ask me, I'll tell you. He's like on Twitter telling people what he thinks about him. Kind of conservative.
Yeah.
And that was Rob Schneider. I was like, wait a minute. Rob Schneider said what?
Yeah. I heard about some of the stuff he said, and it's just like, holy shit. All right. Balls are still on that.
Check it wasn't a parody account. Like I double checked.
Dang, that's bad. You got to make sure it's not a parody account.
And see, this is another person who I think I would be able to notice approaching because of the wheelbarrow. Because like I would never say that shit if I was you. Not in a million years.
All right. Anyway, let's get back on some topics here. All right. So I have a feeling that people are severely overestimating what Baldur's Gate 3 is going to bring to the table. Because they had that article of, was it like 700 hours of cutscenes? And it's like, that's dialogue. And then there's this new one now where there's going to be like 17,000 possible endings or something like that, or 1,700 possible endings. It's like, no, that's going to be dialogue choices. Like, you're going to get a read off of the different combinations of the choices you made at the end of the game.
I feel personally attacked.
Yeah. It's not going to be like,
are you talking to, when you say this, are you talking to the public or are you talking to me?
I'm talking to the public.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to play that game. I was looking forward to that game. It's not my style of game. But
I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it.
I was making those reports and I was like, yeah.
It's just like, it's not going to have that. It's not going to be what people think it is. Like they don't.
There was a game not that long ago. I feel like it came out on like N64. It was like on a decade, not a decade, but like a classic console. And it was a game that had over 1,000. It had over 1,000 different endings.
It was probably the first Divinity. It's the same studio.
if anybody remembers Bethesda from several years ago when Fallout 4 was on their way out, Todd Howard said there were 400 possible endings or some crazy number for Fallout 4.
It ended up being like 6.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 endings. But if you want to get technical about the combinations, yes, there's probably a couple hundred combinations.
Yeah.
But it's all down to, here's your slideshow, here's your 5 slides, combine them.
Yeah. And that's what I'm thinking it's going to be, is like they're going to have like 10 different variations on choices you made throughout the game. And they're just going to piece together that, and then they're going to run it along.
But even at that, we can be assured that there will not be like a 3-color ending at the end of the game.
Oh, what's it called? Star Ocean, the second story in remake Second Evolution. What the fuck are you talking about? I don't know what's going on. Huh. Is he talking about? Maybe he is talking about Fallout.
All right, then. But yeah, so just trying to get people's mind into the possible what's actually going to happen on that one. Is it's not what people think it's going to be. It's going to have choice after choice after choice available to you, but it's not going to be the same thing that you think it's going to be.
I have the Solip's Cyberpunk problem with this game because I did get it in early access, and it ruined itself for me because it was so poorly put together in early access.
Yeah.
You know, you expect an early access game to have bugs. That's what it's there for. But like when you can't play it to test it, you're just like, I don't know what to tell you guys.
So I never had that issue with it. Like it's still installed on my PC. Like I'm good to go. I'm gonna have to like do an uninstall and reinstall for when they release the full game. But I'm just like, I'm not. It's good, but I think honestly the Dungeons and Dragons rules are going to be gimping it in what you could possibly do. Like while it will represent a Dungeons and Dragons 5th ed to anybody who plays that, it's at the same time not going to be it's going to be severely limited in what your character can do because it's going to be locked behind that rule set. Wow, my jaw is. Ooh. Anywho.
Well, I mean, look at Owlcat Games. They made those great Pathfinder games and then turned around and put out that recent patch about spyware. And now they're getting downloaded on Steam. You can check it. That game got love until the spyware patch.
Really? What happened with that?
They put out some kind of a patch that was it was going to collect a lot of data while you were playing to kind of figure out what was going on to kind of make the game better, but it was very invasive. And people just rebelled. They uninstalled and they review bombed it and they removed it. They were like, "Oh shit, sorry." But
it makes sense. Like every game does that. They just don't say they're going to do it. All right. So this next one I thought was kind of funny is that during this last week, the government basically came out and said, we have UFOs. And everybody's response to it was, okay, fix the economy. Like, they're just like
we don't care. We kind of already figured, fix the economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, I watched a few things, but these people are sitting up there, on this grandstand in front of the Senate or whoever the fuck it is. Just going through these gigantic hearings. It's the dude's just she asked a question. She's like, "Do you have photo and video evidence?" He's just like, "That's a little bit classified. I don't know how much I can tell you." I'm like, just say yes.
Yeah.
Just say yes, but I can't show you right now.
Yep.
And they're just like, "You have people that we can contact about it." He's like, "Oh, I can give you a list of names right now." No, I mean, actually, that list is classified. I can give it to you, but I'm just like,
yeah, it's like, I have the ability to, but I'm not going to.
he sat there and they were like, "Have you recovered anything from a crash site?" He was like, "Oh yeah, we recovered material, a spacecraft, metals not of this world, and also biological bodies and beings." And she's like, do you have photos and videos? He's like, that's classified. I was like, dude,
He would admit to nothing,
You literally
nothing
just
higher
like-
than biological material.
Yeah.
And, like, that was the unnerving part.
So, but honestly, though, the way that it was worded and how a lot of the stuff came out, it's like a drone could have hit a squirrel and they collected it, and that squirrel is their biological pilot, their non-human biological pilot. So it was funky the way they were wording everything. And it was just like, but at the same time though, it's like they basically came out and said like, hey, we have proof of alien existence. And it's just like, nobody's like, everybody's like, dude, did you guys see the fact that, you know, we're softballing Hunter over here? Like,
I've seen so many memes about that right now. Like, hey, the Hunter trial's not as going as well as we thought. He's like, just give them some UFO shit. Just give them some UFO shit. Get their minds off of it. Get their minds off of it. Have the actors and the writers go on strike. Do something. Do something else.
like how bad is it?
Babylon B has been all over it. They've been great.
I just like, how bad is it when like the president's son is on trial and the easiest way to get him out of trouble is be like, here, look, proof of aliens.
And how much trouble you have to be in when people were like, nah.
Yeah. Anywho, before we get shot,
I'm going to say this for the record. I have no information on the Clintons.
FBI, open up.
I don't have a copy of that hard drive. So
I think that's cool. What I wanted to say is that I saw someone actually like have like a very good like actual explanation is that all the spacecraft and the UFO spacecraft that we see or whatever is what we do like what we do with Mars is that they're all just drones and stuff to come to surveil and like see, you know, see life and see how it's going here. They actually don't have life here because it would take, you know, too long for, you know, a being to actually survive that long unless they have stasis or some, you know, some sort of crap like that. But it also kind of makes sense because of the weird ways we've seen spacecraft move. Like they're like talking about a report like, oh yeah, we had the spacecraft, it's at 50,000 feet, and then within less than a second it dropped down to 50 feet toward the ocean and then took off. I'm just like, yeah, no biological being's probably going to survive those G-forces.
no,
You know, whether they're alien or not.
like that is some serious inertial dampening.
Yeah.
That is some non-existent inertial dampening. Okay, before I'm completely catatonic here. So we're gonna kind of wish Salt was here for this one. All right, so I've been seeing a lot of comics going around and a couple of memes about like people traveling to the future, and like a robot will meet the time traveler and they'll be like, hey, you know, come with me and it'll put you in this box, and in this box it will simulate every possible thing that you could ever possibly want. Like, well, I'm a, you know, I love adventure. And I was like, well, here you go. It'll simulate that for you. You want to like rock climb? Here you go. You want to mountain climb? Here you go. So here's the theory is I'm calling it the utopian plugin. If somebody handed you a headset and said, plug yourself into this and it will simulate every possible thing you could ever possibly imagine that you would want to happen, and it'll do it in such a way that it'll feel real. Now, I am very pro like full immersion VR. Like I am ready for Ready Player One scenarios. But at the same time, in this scenario where we plug every citizen into the system and basically make a Matrix world, I don't think it would last. I think half the population would plug in. This is my theory on this. Half the population would plug in, and within, I'd say 2 weeks, humanity itself would find a way to make it have issues. Because this is one of the biggest issues with, say, like a socialist society, is that, say, everything is supplied, everything is perfect, the world is amazing. People will force problems so that they have something to do. Like, but in this scenario though, if somebody handed you this device and said, here you go, this will simulate every possible positive thing that you could ever possibly want, would you hop in? Now, okay, so here's the thing: you cannot come out.
See, now you're helping my thought a little. You already answered a little bit when I was gonna first ask two things, because I guess really three things. So, how well does it emulate, the real world or society? Because it's like
100%.
Okay,
100%.
You can tell that it's real, because I mean, if you go into a world and you can look at stuff and you're like, oh, that's pixelated, it's obviously not real, you wouldn't be able to be fully immersed because you can understand that it's not real. Two, you said I would never be able to come out, so I would understand that I could go in and come out. But then also three is, which is something you did not say, if I enter this world and I know I enter it, I would not be able to accept it. So I'd have to agree to it, and then I would have to have my memory or my knowledge of it being a fake world removed to be able to accept it.
Would it not fall into, say, something like, what's that effect where once you're in it for so long, you can't live without it? They did this with the concentration camps.
The concentration camps?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about I know the person, you're talking like a realistic version or like a scenario version of Stockholm syndrome, where you fall in love with your captor.
That's it. Would it not fall under Stockholm syndrome? Like, once you're in there and it 100% feels real, the experiences are real.
Not Stockholm syndrome, but addiction.
Okay.
Because you're addicted to being in there. Because I mean, well, I guess addiction,
Well, it depends on how you resolve your brain's version of reality. And that's basically what it comes down to. TCP says he needs to not know that he's in it. I say, if you tell me I can get into it and that I know it's just like a playground, I'm going to use it like a playground. I'm not going to think of it like a life to live. I'm going to think of it as like the holodeck where I can be Captain America for 5 minutes and turn into a Jedi and go, do all this crazy free guy stuff. It's not going to have a bend in reality, but eventually I'm going to crave that part of reality that it can't give me because I know it's not real.
Okay.
So it's going to keep me from the one thing. Now, the being able to leave it, even then, can you trust that you left it?
Yeah. And
why are you be fucking me up? Why are you be fucking me up like that?
yeah, because would this not eventually become the situation of like the Matrix movies of having a simulation within a simulation?
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say Ready Player One, where the villain, thought he took his headset off when he actually didn't. So that
I mean, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about what you can trust in your own perception of reality.
See, but also that's why what you would need to wipe, and also it comes down to the Inception thought as well. Like, oh shit, am I still within a dream? See, this is why you would need to wipe my ability to know, because then I would just go insane. Yeah, you're right. I would go fucking insane. So I would not be able to tell if I was inside this fictitious reality.
But see, you've presented me with another problem, though. You've said a robot leads me over to it, and you're like, you get in here, you never come out. Cool. Can I talk to the robot instead?
Can I talk to the manager?
No, I just want to talk to the robot. Like, we've made an AI, and everyone's in there sleeping. I'm like, no, this dude's probably lonely. I'm going to talk to him.
So, I mean, it's... That was just an example of, like, what brought this on for me. And it's more or less like... And it's not so much a false universe as so much as it is 100% believable. It's just one of those, like you said, though, it's like you go in there, it's like, hey, I want to be a Jedi today. Boom, you get to experience being a Jedi.
I think the ability to truly appreciate the ability of what, or the not the ability, but the euphoria that it's trying to give you, to be able to truly appreciate it, you have to understand that it is fake, and you have to have the ability to come out. Because like you said, I want to be a Jedi today. You don't know that you want to be a Jedi today, because if you're in the simulation, that's all you know. Does that make sense?
So, yeah, I mean, it would fall under the, I guess initially it would fall under the whole, you're going
you're
in.
Just talking about lucid dreaming.
Yeah. Like a 100% controlled, computer generated lucid dream. You can't tell the difference between it and reality.
Well, the one thing
And
that
see,
I would,
even if
that I would
you-
want is if I could jump in and gain knowledge, kind of like in the Matrix where they plugged you in and you could get taught anything. If you could hit me with that, I'm
And I
Gucci.
can apply it to the real world.
I'm Gucci. But if
Yeah.
I gotta stay in,
Because like,
No, man, if you can just plug me in some skills, man, I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm gonna learn to cuss you out in every language.
Best believe it.
But really though, I go back and forth. I go back and forth with thinking about it, and that's whether I would do it or whether I wouldn't. And it comes to the point where you're just like, you have to stay in it, and you can't wipe my memory to let me know that I am in it. So you have to give me one of two things if this actual system is going to actually exist. You either have to give me the ability to go in and out. I would use it, but you have to give me the ability to go in and out as I please, so I can return to the real world. Or two, I would go into it, and I mean, yes, I would fucking love that type of shit. The real world sucks. We all know that. But if I were to go into it, you would have to take away my ability for me to understand that I am in a augmented system.
all right.
Well, I mean, there are some people that we all know that we'd love to stick in one of those things and never let them come out. Here, you can have your little heaven. Just leave me alone. Go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
This leads me to another follow-up question after we get a little bit of this going.
What you got? I'm just kind of like, I don't think I could. Like, I if it was treated, like you said, like if we can go in and out, sure, I would give it a shot, because like there are things that I'm never going to get to experience in my current life that I would love to. And like, if I could like plug in and go like, hey, I want to go see what it's like on Everest right now. Cool. Take me to Fiji, take me to, let me go experience Tokyo and be able to actually speak and understand everybody.
Yeah, baby. Now you speak
Yes.
like a witch.
So let me ask you this: since you put it that way, I've not forgotten what I wanted to say. But let me see, put it that way. What is stopping you from doing that right now? Is it not literally the same thing? So what point do you enter the system? So like, you have to know that you enter the system, or you don't have to know you enter the system. But at what point in your life do you enter the system? That's what I'm trying to get to. So I'm telling it's 6:01 p.m. on July 30th. If I enter the system right now, is it 6:02 on July 30th? And nothing in my life has changed. And I enter the system, everything is exactly the same. But now I'm just like, I wish I won the lottery. I wish I won $1 billion, and all of a sudden, bam! I have a lottery ticket in my hand, and damn, $1 billion. And so I'm like, all right, cool. Holy shit! Now I'm rich as fuck. Now I just want to go to Everest for no reason. And then boom, I'm already on Everest. Or do I have to like actually go out and buy a ticket? And I just happen to win, And I'm like, cool, shit, I just won the fucking lottery. I'm gonna go buy a plane ticket to Everest. I'm in this system. I'm in a augmented system where I can do whatever the fuck I want, but now I have to sit on a plane for 16 hours as they fly me to the Himalayas. And I get there, and now I have to walk. I have to take the 4-day hike to the top of Mount Everest.
Like it would be how much do you? It would be how much do you want to experience? I think.
How much do I want to experience? But then again, also at the same time, it is so real. We don't understand the difference between it and the real world.
No.
I know I cannot survive on Mount Everest wearing what I am wearing right now. If I were to go to Mount Everest right now, wearing a t-shirt and some sweatpants, would I not get cold? Would I be like, oh shit, I'm special? I can't get cold. I'm literally at the top of Mount Everest right now. I'm 36,000 feet up in the air, and I'm wearing a t-shirt, and I am not cold.
That's when the theme song, I'm different, yeah, I'm different.
Do I need a stereo system to play that song? Or does it just echo
Throughout Everest?
throughout Everest? Does it just echo? And it's not in my head, it's actually echoing. And it's
I mean, it would be whichever
Where are the
one
limits?
that you would prefer, honestly, I think, in that scenario.
I don't know. I do love a nice pair of headphones, though.
It's like the way I was perceiving it, it'd be kind of like playing GTA with cheat codes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
How long have you played GTA with cheat codes before getting bored?
About,
I wanted to say this like 20 minutes ago. How long have you played? I was thinking of GTA specifically. GTA, you can go around and do whatever the fuck you want.
yeah,
How long have you played GTA without getting bored?
like 20 minutes.
Point. That is the point where you need. He can't hear me right now. But that's everyone. World. That's the point where you need to come out. That's the point. I played GTA for tens of hours with cheats and not got bored. But it hasn't been a full 24 hours.
All right, dinner shortly.
At some point, you will get bored and you want to come out. We all have these fantasies of being.
You're gonna hit a limit. You're gonna hit a limit of like.
We all have these fantasies of like
everything that I wanted to.
Yep.
I'm just here.
I mean, I kind of have some limitations. I mean, honestly, like when I think about the afterlife or like being able to do whatever I want to go explore that shit.
Yeah.
I would want to go to see different worlds and see other aspects. Not just like, go see different places, like go see the pyramids, go see the Aurora Borealis, go see the Grand Canyon, Like being able to do like, I guess those three things, but on a cosmic scale, that would take fucking forever. It takes a long fucking time.
Yeah.
But I think at some point, because if we think about how many galaxies are out there, we're talking about what? There's over 400 plus billion stars approximately within the Milky Way galaxy, and then there's 2 trillion galaxies the size of the Milky Way, give or take. So you're talking about 2 trillion times 400 billion. That's an unfathomable number.
Told you we were doing math this week.
I mean, honestly, though, it's like, if I knew I was going in and I knew I could come out, I would do it. Just because, like, I got crap in my real life that needs to be handled. I think this would be the stance of parents would be, I'm coming back out. It's like, yeah, you could simulate my child, but I know it's not my real child.
I'm also on the same point of that too, because I could go and see different worlds. If I could go and see different worlds, but at some, deep down, I would know this isn't the real world. Someone had to picture this. It's not like,
or it was computer generated, and it's like this is just what your your system thought up what you would like.
Yeah. I guess if it was computer generated, maybe I would have a little bit more acceptance to it. But like if someone had to go through and they had to actually paint the scene, they had to actually build the scenario, I'd just be like, I'm just looking at somebody else's painting, and that's not quite as special to me. Imagine if someone went through and actually made the Grand Canyon instead of just something that miraculously made.
Excuse me, sir. Bill Nye made the Grand Canyon. Thank you.
Well, Bill Nye is a fucking masterpiece, and have some respect when you say his fucking name the next time. I'm trying to make a fucking joke about Bill Nye.
Ew.
I'm talking about the real Bill Nye, not the TV Bill Nye.
I'm gonna take a train up there and teach you some Bill Nye, the science guy.
Wrong Bill Nye, dude.
I like the real Bill Nye, but I mean, all right.
Wait, there's a real Bill Nye?
Yeah, there's a real Bill Nye.
God damn it! Now I have to type in Bill Nye, not the science guy.
The funny part is I think he's a scientist.
You know about Bill Nye, the actual science guy?
Yeah. But anyway, because
it's gonna be. I'm gonna type in the real. I can't even type in the real Bill Nye. It's just like, there's no other Bill Nye other than Bill Nye the science guy. It's just
You give me 2 seconds.
Fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
He's not the science guy. If he's not the true science guy, we don't want him. Send that dude back.
No, but he was Davy Jones in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
His name is Bill Nye? Bill Nye, the actor?
His name is Bill Nye.
Oh,
I am a cinemaphile. I know this crap.
Oh, it's spelled differently, though. It's like Nye.
It is, but that's how it's pronounced.
Anywho,
also known for his role in Shaun of the Dead.
Fantastic.
yeah,
I first saw him in Underworld
yep.
with Kate
He's scary as shit when he wants to be. I'll give the man that.
Like, honestly, his portrayal of Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean is 100% memorable.
I think that dude nails almost just about everything he's in. He's got such a unique voice that it just makes everything he does just.
He did something else too. He did mocap for another movie. I can't remember what it was though.
I know this is kind of on a side subject, but why am I seeing $1,300 for a Marvel Spider-Man PlayStation?
Because that's accurate.
And some people are idiots.
In what galaxy?
The scalpers don't sleep anymore, man. Scalpers, they're back.
Bro, in what
They're back.
galaxy?
It comes with a Skype call from Mary Jane.
Dude, do you not see?
It better come with more
You're
than
looking
a
at. You're
Skype
looking at.
call.
Are you looking at the news in the general right now?
Yeah.
Did you not see what I followed that up with? Like scalpers were up there posting that shit on eBay and stuff.
What?
They were still on Sony's store for MSRP, for retail, and they were still trying to scalp it. But like the systems were still there, people could still buy them for $600.
Dang.
Which is actually a pretty good fucking deal. I guess actually, you know what? Never mind. That's actually not a good deal. Now that I think about it, because you only get the one controller.
Yeah, if it came with two.
You pay $499. You pay $499, and it comes with a console and the controller. But no, they're charging $100, $100 extra, and it comes with that. So one controller, though, it's got a facelift. The console, the plates have a facelift, but you also get the game. So technically, what?
You kind of get your money's worth out of it.
$50 for plates.
Yeah, I guess you do get your money's worth out of it because the plates are like $20. Like the Spider-Man plates are $20 more than what like the basic plates are. If you buy the extras on Sony
If it
Direct,
came with an action figure though, that'd
and it's like
dope.
$20. It's $20 more. $20 more for the controller. The controller is what 80, but it's like, or the controller is like with 60 or 70, and it's 80.
Yeah, if it came with an action figure, I'd be down.
Yeah, when I pre-ordered Spider-Man, the first game, there's like, we need your address. We need your physical address. I was like, why the fuck do you need my physical address? One, I don't care. I'm going to give it to you anyway because I want the game bad. Two, I don't fucking understand why you need it, but you're still going to get it.
Bad. I need it now.
And then later they sent me a little cool-ass pin. Oh, where? Here. Is it right fucking here?
What, they sent you a pin?
Yeah, it's like, it's, like a lapel pin.
Oh, snap.
And it's pretty fucking cool. I had it here. Oh shit.
I'm not gonna lie. That actually is very tempting though, is because as I said after I saw the game, I was like, yeah, I kind of really want that.
I'm a little torn because like it was good, but I'm just like, will I ever have time for it?
Well, no one likes your opinion anyway.
I mean, with all the other games and Diablo now, like, do you really have time?
Like I'm trying to find
my wife's gonna get mad at me because like she uses the PlayStation a lot more than me, but when Spider-Man comes out, I'm stealing it.
Yeah. She's gonna be mad at you, bro.
See, like I'm trying to find a break to go play Remnant 2.
I thought Remnant 2 was coming to Xbox Game Pass for some reason, and then it didn't, and I got disappointed.
I think it's on console.
It's on console Game Pass?
I think it's on console Game Pass.
Remnant 2?
Yeah.
Remnant 1's on PC Game Pass, but not Remnant 2.
It is probably not day one on PC Game Pass. But it was on Steam. So that's the one I went with.
I figured you guys would still be salivating over Lies of P coming out soon.
Oh, that's a piece.
Yeah, that'd be Solips. He'd be all over that one.
Yeah, he's in the Soul-like games. I'm gonna play Lies of P the second it comes out, but I probably won't stick with it very long because it'll kick my ass.
I have two big ways to bribe you. You know what? I'm not going there.
That sounded dirty.
Yes, it did.
We're just gonna leave that one where it sits. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you had a good time. We will catch you next week.
Wait, no, I totally forgot my thing that I was going to say. I don't
What?
Oh yeah, because we're talking about the simulation. You're gonna have to do your outro again.
Okay.
If we're still live.
Sure.
Coming back to the Utopia plugin.
Uh-oh.
How do you pay for it?
This wouldn't be in that scenario. Like,
It costs energy. Because we're talking about what was it? Sword Art Online. They had people die that way. They had people die in Sword Art Online because they were living alone. They couldn't pay their bills, so they cut off their electricity.
Oh yeah.
People died, and they died because they cut off the electricity to the console.
All right. How about this? I was
like, damn, that's fucked up. They found most people and put them in hospitals so they could keep them alive and everything. But like some people were dying of starvation and shit. Like,
I got an answer for you.
Okay. Yeah.
Crypto. They're using the computer power of your brain. They're using the computing power of your brain.
Mine crypto.
One, the brain probably is, but two, is the brain powerful enough to mine crypto and also keep me
Okay, so I'm not talking about actually mining crypto. Okay, what I'm talking about is making a massive supercomputer based off of the computing power of everybody who's plugged in's brain.
So everyone has their own dedicated server.
So
I mean, it still takes power to run it.
Me in the same program.
Somebody's got to pay that electric bill.
Someone's got to keep my body alive. Just think of Sword Art Online.
You're gonna have.
I'm in this reality, but my body is still living in the real world.
A small portion of really intelligent people co-opting a bunch of Team Fortress 2 players to be able to get more power to be able to solve a math problem. That's the solution for the future.
I mean, welcome to the premise of the Matrix, all right?
How we're going to solve cancer.
Welcome to the entire premise of the Matrix.
Okay, never mind. You did say that. It was an AI that was doing this. And an AI doesn't need to accumulate wealth. An AI doesn't need to accumulate wealth because they're not spending money to try to stay alive themselves. We spend money on products to pay someone that's providing the service so that they can then themselves survive.
I mean, still, even so, regardless, somebody got to keep the lights on.
Yeah. And like I said, this would be like, that's why it's called the Utopian plugin. It's like everything 100% provided for. It's like you're basically only going to be using your frontal lobe from now on, and they're going to be tapping in and using the computing power of your cerebral cortex.
Dang. Oh, Grizz just got a whole lot of scientific.
I'm about to go hard pass on that. It's not even just like what you do with your own life. Like, how you gonna have kids?
It can simulate it.
You don't need to have. Yeah, you don't need to have kids in the real world.
Okay, all right, cool.
World.
What happens when your body dies?
I literally thought the same thing. Yes, you got it.
Your body dies, and along with your brain.
It doesn't matter. The kids don't. The children don't matter anymore.
Where's the next human coming from if I'm in the box?
Like I said, only about half of the human population. My brain would break the computer. No, I think the computer would break your brain, buddy.
So I understand where you're going with that, Grizz, and I have something else that I kind of want to say to that. So you're right. So the AI, asked me to enter this virtual world or whatever, right? And then I die. If they do that with everybody on the planet, at some point there will be no humans left. That is the goal.
That is the goal.
I literally saw a video today, and I don't know how I hope we don't enter. We're not gonna enter any stuff about it. But Joe Rogan's idea that if there was an AI superpower like Skynet or whatever, they wouldn't do anything. They wouldn't attack us. They wouldn't launch nukes. He was just like, if I was an AI, like he said, he's like, I'm an AI. I don't die. I have all the time in the world.
Yep.
If I can't die, all I can do is learn and get more powerful. So
and honestly,
I don't
with
need
this
I don't need to rush the extension of the human world. I don't need to rush the extinction. I need to interject a little bit of technology here and there and get them smarter and smarter and more dependent on this technology, get them fatter and so on and so forth until they start killing themselves off. And I just wait them out.
Well, and if you think about it too, we're already doing that as a human species. Our death to replacement ratio is so freaking low right now. Globally.
Really?
Yeah, globally.
Oh, I thought it was almost like 2 to 1. It was 2 to 1 not that long ago.
Yeah, it's like 2 deaths to 1 birth.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was 2 births to 1 death. Oh, not
You also got to consider we have grown worldwide as a population by 2 billion people in the last 20 years.
Yeah, it was like
which is probably why everybody is deciding that they don't want to breed anymore.
It's one of the reasons it's one of the reasons I don't want children's. I'm like, we are already over here. Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I don't think we're overpopulated personally. The science and the math has been done that the planet could support 9 billion people, and we would stabilize at 9 billion people.
Science and the math has been done. It says we've already been overpopulated as it is.
That's what science tells you, is that we're overpopulated.
Which science are you going to trust? Trust the science.
I'm going to trust the science that says that I can still go down to the grocery store and buy food.
One thing that I think about that I looked up recently, with our current consumption of crude oil, we'll be out of crude oil in 46 years. It's probably going to go faster.
It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen.
To run out of crude oil.
It's never going to happen.
We're going to run out of crude oil in places that we have safely been able to drill it. We're going to run it out of places that people don't care if you go.
Okay, here's a fun fact. The basic knowledge behind crude oil is the fact that it's all prehistoric stuff has broken down into crude oil. Also, remember, every year another year is added to the prehistoric calendar. We are constantly replenishing our crude oil as fast as we're using it.
Right, but I thought crude oil was only from prehistoric biological beings.
That's the myth. That's what they used to tell you so that people would get paranoid about running out. We will never run out.
What makes crude oil then? So what are you saying?
It's just biological
stuff?
material breaking down. That's all it is.
Biological material, which has to be created.
Which is, we've had every year that passes, that's more biological material in the ground. So
just like a forest that you cut down and replant.
What you're saying, but the crude oil, or the estimates of the crude oil that we are using right now, is from biological beings from 65 million years ago. Right,
I promise you. I promise you it's not. Like, we are finding new wells of it all the time.
I would not say all the time. I will probably agree that there are other crude oil reserves that we probably have not found yet. But I don't think we're finding it.
You guys are missing the bigger point. What's going to happen when the Middle East runs out of oil? I don't care about the world. I care about the Middle East.
It's not going to.
They don't have any life replenishing nothing.
I don't think it's going to. We will have constant access to natural gas. And here's another fun fact.
At this moment in time, the science says that in 46 years, we will run ourselves out of crude oil.
Correct, but our current political climate requires that most of it comes out of one spot. Well, if that one spot runs out of oil, but we don't,
okay,
what happens to everything else?
That one spot can run out of oil in the next 46 years, yes.
Yeah.
But that's when we start, patting pockets of other countries who also have access to it.
Probably a shit ton of crude oil under Russia. Russia's huge. Russia is so massive.
Alaska itself is a massive freaking oil field, but it's just protected by conservation laws.
Russia is also a diamond paradise that you could technically walk in some spots and just fill your pockets with them.
It's
those conservation laws will go away when the state of human society is endangered. Yeah.
So here's the other thing about that too is another thing you have to look at is hi mom. But the current what do you call them? Ecological preservationists that are pushing for all of the green energy. All of that green energy requires oil to run.
At some point.
So like
at some point, or fossil fuels, some sort of fossil fuels to create
or
the
lithium.
energy.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, like, lithium is very finite. Where eventually we will run out of lithium. We'll have to find an alternate source to make ion batteries.
Lithium is used to create batteries, but how do you get that charge into the battery?
Fossil fuels.
Or running water.
You could do that too. But like a lot of those charging stations for Teslas you see across the country are diesel generated powered. Yeah. Fun fact for you.
I don't know. I mean, they're going off aren't they going off the grid? Aren't they going off the grid?
They have a big giant diesel generator that just sits right under them. And it actually, by and all, you actually will use more oil powering those stations than it would have been if you just bought a car that ran on gas. That, and also right now, by all accumulation standards, trees eat more carbon emissions than we could ever produce.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Well, I think what we're trying to get at here is if we want to have something sustainable, we're going to start looking at the Fallout universe and start going nuclear, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I am very pro nuclear power. We just need to get away from, honestly, I think if we could get to nuclear power, if we just rename it.
We already have nuclear power.
No, I mean like on a global scale.
You can thank Chernobyl for screwing that up.
Yeah. It's if we can rename it.
Had a few incidents as well.
Yeah, but Chernobyl is one of those ones that was the big one that everybody knows. But like, if you go back and look at the history of it, it's just because they didn't maintain it properly. Like they're like, oh shit, we're supposed to fix that. Oh well.
Well, it was the typical Russian repair job. Cheap as you can make it. Safety regulations don't matter. Don't teach anybody anything. Nobody talks to each other.
Yeah. And I think Germany right now has a functioning fusion reactor.
They do. They're trying to get rid of it.
Really?
For clean energy.
That's what it is.
I know that. You know that.
I mean, just.
So when you say clean energy, you just mean like solely solar powered?
Solar powered, wind powered, and does anybody else see the absolute atrocity that is solar powered and wind powered?
The atrocity?
Yes.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay, so windmills and solar panels have a limited lifespan. And do you know how they get rid of them? They bury them. And they're not made out of biodegradable material.
Well, are they not recyclable material? I didn't know that about solar panels.
Yeah.
Well, those are solar panels. I mean,
if the solar panels were recyclable, like this would be a different conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
No.
we need to invest in those wave generators.
Yes.
Not wave.
Are you talking about the one that 16-year-old made?
Sure. I mean, I've seen many forms of.
He made
power generators that work off waves.
Yeah.
And
there was actually.
I want the patent for that gas-powered lawnmower that the guy sold to the Saudis in the early 1900s.
But No, like, I know
water powered.
Yeah. There was a guy in Australia too who disappeared when he actually revealed his plans that he had a water power car. Like there's been a couple instances of that. It's like, hey, I have found
They're water powered or steam powered?
water powered.
Water.
They actually have they run the water through a cell that can separate the oxygen and the hydrogen.
Mm-hmm.
And then so it actually has two fuel sources.
Mm-hmm. How do you ignite it?
Same way. It's just different measurements go in versus crude oil or gasoline.
I got you.
Because both hydrogen and oxygen are combustible.
Hydrogen itself is not combustible. It just helps promote burn within things that are.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you
would it
say
be an
that, but
accelerant?
if you were to get pure oxygen near a flame, you'd have a very different opinion.
Hey man, go ask fucking Neil Tyson about this shit. Man. He was the one that told me this. He told me this.
I don't know
Oxygen
that.
itself is not combustible. It just helps promote burn.
No. Your
I
basic,
think
your
we're gonna have to
basic
get online here.
your basic unfiltered oxygen, like just you're right. But like when you get pure oxygen,
Oh yeah, that's why they say never smoke around pure oxygen.
Yeah.
They say that about a lot of things. Yes, because it promotes burn, and everything that can burn will then burn.
Then it would be an accelerant.
when you get that close to the difference between oxygen and say nitroglycerin, your ass is still going to explode. Do you care?
Well, nitroglycerin is completely different.
Is it?
Yes. I saw the movie Vertical where they had the nitroglycerin and shit, and they just left it out in the sunlight and it blew up. Oxygen doesn't do that shit.
Hindenburg ring a bell, anybody?
It's not full of oxygen or nitroglycerin. That was what, hydrogen or helium? I don't know which one is which.
Why don't you ask NASA if you were to plug a pure oxygen tank into the wrong tube on a spaceship, you would turn the spaceship into a fireball.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That is not true.
100%.
100%, bro.
Because it goes through the electrical system and it catches the spark and it promotes burn to burn things. And
Then what's the difference between pure oxygen and a fucking accelerant?
also, there's no taste of like pure oxygen. And we just call it oxygen just because it has. Filling someone up with pure oxygen is fucking lethal as shit. Can you imagine like when you're in the bed in the hospital bed and you get the things? This is not pure oxygen.
It's as close as it's as close as you can get, and and honestly,
oxygen.
that's just there to get you high, so you stop feeling pain.
I mean,
Because the human body isn't designed to process that much oxygen coming into it. Yeah. Anyway, fun fact: that's why the dinosaurs were so freaking big. Is because there was more oxygen around. Anyway, all right. Let's. I love this. TCP says, "Hold on." 20 minutes later, dinosaur oil and German nuclear power. You four think the same.
Also, quick Google search: oxygen is not flammable, but it can cause other material that burn to ignite more easily and to burn far more rapidly.
so it's an accelerant.
Like I said, it promotes burn. It itself does not burn.
Neither does gasoline. What's gasoline?
No one cares about you. Crude oil?
Rathcon, that would be cheeseburgers. There would be cheeseburgers and human growth hormone.
Oh,
And I can't say nothing because I'm right there with you. All right. Anyway. Love you, Brian. Love you. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. I got to go feed the kid. Thank you all for coming and watching. I hope you had a great time.